Hey, real quick before we start this video, we're doing our next FBO6 tournament for the Fusion World card game. It's going to be on Tuesday, June 17th in the evening. Registration will open on June 11th on Wednesday at 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST. 3 boxes of FBO6, and also we will have the new star decks legal. So make sure to check it out if you haven't already, and enjoy the video. Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and in this video we're going to kind of go over a lot of different card pool changes happening to the Fusion World card game this month. So we do have the new Shallot as well as Giblet starter decks coming out at the end of this week. We also do have the Manga booster releasing at the end of the month, so I do want to kind of go over at least the new archetypes. We won't go over all the cards in this video, but I do want to kind of just go over my thoughts on the new leaders specifically, and then also we do have an announcement for a restriction list at the end of this week too. So we don't know at this time when it's going to be in effect, but I do probably think it's going to be in the next couple weeks. So we'll find that out. We're going to go over a lot of this stuff. If you guys want only one of these kind of pieces for this video, it will be timestamped in the description below as well. But I generally don't do these kind of roundup videos of kind of news, but all of these kind of warranted kind of like a half video. So I just want to kind of put them all together. But we will be making a lot of content for the Fusion World card game in the future as well. If you guys want to not miss that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and let's just jump on into it. So I did make videos kind of going over the decks in general for both Shallot and Giblet, and I think they're really, really interesting. I do think that they have some pretty crazy restrictions for how they work, but I also think they're a little bit linear with how they work because of these restrictions. So we're going to look at Shallot first. So Shallot has, again, the effect that both on the front side and the back side, for 4, play up to 1 battle card that went with 10,000 combo power and say in its special traits from your hand, and then when you awaken you get to flip over and draw 1, but you do not draw on the front side, which is a bit of an issue. So backside is the same thing, you just get the draw when you attack, and that's kind of it. So one big thing I think is important for this deck is to have access to a lot of self-awakening, because we will be a little bit worried about what the not being able to self-awaken. So Nappa does a really good job at that. So if your leader Shallot, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then you can rearrange the top of our deck, which is kind of an identity for this deck. We also have Chi-Chi, so this is from the first or from FBO6, but just generally a really good ease of access way to be able to not even combo more, but just to get some draw. Also, it is searchable off the Bulma. So Bulma, if your leader is Shallot, look top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 battle card with 6 or less than 10k power, and add it to your hand, then place the rest of your bottom deck in any order. So being able to use this card to get Nappa or Chi-Chi, I think is both very good. And then we also do have some Awakening from Beerus. So it's a 20k crit, but also on play, if your leader is Shallot, add up to 1 card from the top of your life to your hand, and then look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, place them at the top in any order, and then that's it. So rearranging the top of our deck is really important because it does let us get some plays into our next play. So that specifically can mean something like our 6-drop. So we're playing, of the new 6-drop, we're playing most of them, right? We're playing 13 copies. I think the Goku is just a great one to start off with. So on play, place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. If you have an energy marker, if you don't have an energy marker, you place 1, and then when you attacking, you reveal the top card, and if the card is a 6 cost, you get to draw 1. So essentially it's a draw 1, but you get to keep attacking, like if this stays on the board, which this card being a 6 cost that you get to play on 4 energy, technically 3 energy if you have the marker, means that most decks have a hard time outside of red. Red, I think, has a really good matchup into this deck because they don't really care about the cost of your cards, but a lot of other decks, I think, are very aware on how difficult these can be to remove. So we also have the Son Gohan Childhood, kind of real top card. If it's a 6 cost, you get to KO something, so can be a great way to sequence it. And then also the Son Goku Bardock, kind of a middleman between the two. So when attacking, once per turn, choose a 2/1 battle card, cost 2 or less, and KO it. And then also activate main. Once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck, and add it to your hand. If the reveal card's cost is 6, switch this card in a battle area to active mode. But something that's also just kind of a note is that, worst case, you just get a discard 1, draw 1 with this effect. So even if you miss, if you have a card that's kind of dead in your hand, you get to move it around, which is kind of nice. So I do think that's something that is helpful for how this deck works. And in general, is that you get kind of this extra consistency kind of because of the top decking and everything. So I do think this card's really great too. So being able to, this being a 6 cost on the board, if you play this as a 2-drop 6, on turn 2, if you play this out and keep it active, it's a 6-drop. So again, everything but red just has to stare at this. This means you have a 6 cost on the board, which means you get a lot of your effects, which is really, really good. And also, this could be on the top of your deck in case. So technically, for like the top decking, we have like over 15 cards in our deck that could be randomly chosen for that top deck if we need to kind of chance it. So there's that. Also, we have Shallot. I don't know how I feel about this card. This card's either broken or it's just okay. Activate main once per turn. Place one card from the top of your hand on top of its owner's deck. If your leader is Shallot and there's a battle card that costs a 6 in your battle area, this character gains double strike. So the reason I want to play this card is because you are able to put a card from your hand to the top of your deck, which can just mean that, like, you sequence your plays a little bit better for what you need to put 6 drops there. Also, just to be able to be a double striker for 2 energy is a little bit unheard of for this game, even if it's just a 20k. So I think that kind of warrants it. And lastly, kind of the way we kind of end this game, we are playing quite a few of these extras, but I'm going to end you, I think, is such a good one. So your cards that are in battle get plus 15k power for the battle. Then if there's a battle card that costs a 6 in your battle area, you get to draw 1, which I am going to assume this is going to be very easy to meet this condition. So just having like a free Gallic gun, especially in the deck that late game we're just paying 4 and then we're going to have like 1 or 2 energy open, I think it's going to be very easy for us to get that draw. So that's kind of the idea there. Enough that I'm also playing Resisting Destiny. If we have a card in a combo area, we get to get another draw, which again is very easy for us to do. So I think this is a really good card for honestly just like at end game, right? If worst case, we just need to kind of go for game with Shallot. If we have a 6 drop out, we play this for 2, and then we get to go like 30k draw 2 with this. I'm going to end you to make this a 50k without losing any other cards in our hand, which I think is good. So that's kind of the idea for this build. I'm not sure if it works out entirely, but that's the idea for what I'm going for. So lastly, we've got Burning Power of Instinct. I don't know if this card is better than 10 times Kamehameha or not, but if there's battle card that costs a 6 in your battle area, you get to pop 2, 3 or lesses, but otherwise it does nothing. So like 10 times Kamehameha is more flexible, but you need the marker, but we also generate markers, so it's up to you which one you like a little bit more. But in general, I think this has a lot of cool gameplay interactions. This is a really fun deck, and here is my build there. And then we also do have the Giblet deck here too. So this one's also really neat, and by and large, I don't really have a lot of cards outside of the actual star deck that I would want to put into it. The only one I would probably say is a Warm Greeting. So actually, maybe I should talk about this leader first. So front side, pretty basic, right? I think additionally, you do want to just kind of awaken with this card as soon as possible. We do have ways with like the 3-drop Giblet being able to get up to 2 cards from your life to your hand. We also have Self-Awakening from cards like the Raditz as well as the Janimba and the Hit. Both have some great effects too. But on the backside, activate main once per turn. You can place one of your energy to its owner's drop. If you have 2 or less energy, add up to 2 battle cards from your drop to their owner's energy. Then you would add then if you would add a card to its owner's energy during this turn, place that card into the owner's drop instead. So first time I read this, I thought this was just to prevent you from doing your, doing this effect again or re-ramping afterwards. But it also has the effect where if you try to put cards from your opponent's side of the board to their energy, they get put to the drop instead. So those are cards kind of like this cell, right? So if you have less energy than an opponent when attacking, choose it to 1 card with a cost of 4 or less in your opponent's battle area and add it to its owner's energy, which if you use your leader effect for the turn means you just get to put it to the drop, which also means cards like the Warm Greeting, just draw 1 card, then choose it to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less, and your opponent's battle area, add to his owner's energy in rest mode. So and to also just choose up to 1 card with a cost of 4 less. So this, I believe, can hit stages if I remember right. Right, because stages are in battle areas, right? Am I crazy? Is it just late here? I think you can, right? I'd have to double check. But generally, the reason we'd actually play this card though is the fact that you just get to use this and get rid of something, but also you get the card draw. You also will have 2 energy open at the end because you get the 2 energy back with this card. So it just works for the deck really well. I don't know if Twisted Mortality or Morality is better, just because you are able to get rid of 2 bodies, like a 4 and a 3. It's a little bit expensive and you have to lose an energy for it, but I think it's still in a good spot. So other than that, like the whole deck kind of revolves around like using like your cards to get your energy back. I think this Goku Black is also just terrifying, right? Place 2 your energy in its owner's drop area, then place up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and KO it. So generally speaking, you want to start the turn at 4 energy. You go to 5 if you need to. You play something, or you just don't charge. For example, you could do something. You really just want to get down to 3, right? Yeah, you want to get down from 5 to 3, and then after you go down to 3, you're able to go down to 2 with the leader effect and then have 2 active and go back to 4. That's kind of the idea in the cycle for it. So that also means that if you want to have like more 1-drop draw cards, you can definitely do that, because I think you will have a lot of like floating energy a lot of the time, which also why I think like cards like Janimba and Hit can be good, just because they do get this additional removal effects and stuff. So by and large, this is a really cool deck. It's going to be like very, very sequencing based, which we haven't really seen as much of on kind of this scale for kind of how like energy manipulation works. But it has a lot of tools. I think it does a lot of great things. And yeah, just this Goku Black being able to just KO anything and then be a 35k crit, I think is really, really great. This Shallot as well, being able to also add a card into your opponent's energy is just very good when after we use your effect. So you do have to like or sorry, 1 battle card from your drop to your own energy. So you use this effect and then you use your own kind of like unramping effect. But it also means like you can do like some additional kind of plays with using that kind of stuff. So I don't know, like this is a really cool deck. I think we won't fully understand it until we actually get some testing with it, but it's really cool, and this will be one of my first builds testing with it. So there it is. Next up, we've got the Manga booster. So we've been doing our best to keep this up to date on our deck builder on Eggman events. We're pretty close to it. There's gonna always be reveals. There's literally cards that got revealed like today as a recording, so we're going to go over those. But generally how this booster is going to work is that we have three new leaders. We've got the Cell, the Majin Buu Evil, and the Bulma, which we're going to go over. And then for blue and green, there's not going to be any new leaders. I'm sure they're going to maybe redesign what the older leaders look like, but the kind of blue archetype is more focusing on the World Tournament cards that we got from FBO 6 and kind of supporting that Goku childhood leader. And then also for green, we're going to be focusing more on the green Vegeta from FBO. I think it's FBO 4. It might have been 3, but the FBO, the Vegeta that the Saiyan invasion Vegeta, where we also are kind of like very energy dependent and getting cards out of our energy. So I think there's some really good support for it. We're gonna maybe look at the blue and green stuff a little bit later, but since we don't even have the full cards revealed yet, I just want to kind of go over my thoughts on like the leaders and archetypes in general and what they can kind of do. So we're gonna start off with Cell. So it's a red android, so front side pretty basic. And then on the back side, when attacking, if a battle card with Aandroidd and its traits is removed from your battle area by a skill during this turn, you get to draw 1 card. Then this card gets plus 20k power for the turn. So being able to attack 40k is great. You do have to do like a little bit of extra work for it, and you're kind of dependent because of that. Because if you don't get the draw, and then you also don't get the plus 20k if you don't remove one of your own androids. So it depends on really how much of a cost that is, but I'm not expecting that to be too much. We do kind of have like the basic kind of combo. So we've got Cell. So unplay, choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area, gets plus a minus 10k power for the turn. Then activate main, place 1 Aandroidd 18 in this card from your battle area into its owner's drop. If your leader's Aandroidd only card, draw 1, then you get to play 1 Cell with 30k power from your hand. So being able to use this activate main effect means that you are able to not only get your own leader effect inactive, but then you get to play out this Cell. So you do something like you play this, let's say you have 5 energy, right? And there's like the 1 Aandroidd 18 that draws 1. You can do something, okay, play this attack with it, get some value, bop it, be able to draw another card, and then get a 30k Cell from your hand. So this one, on play, add to 1 card that costs a 4 less, and Aandroidd and special traits from your drop to your hand. So you can re-add this Cell, so you can do it again next turn. Then also 1 KO'd if your leader is an Aandroidd only card, play up to 1 Aandroidd 18 with cost of 2 or less from your drop. So then you get to play the 1-drop Aandroidd and can kind of do that cycle again, which is really nice. So that's kind of the basic gameplay loop. There's also like the Aandroidd 16 from OP or FBO 6 that we can take advantage of with this one, being able to pop itself for your own effects, and then again still be able to get that 40k attack with it. We've got like Cell Junior, which is kind of like the green one, but being able to play it for free, and then you get to choose something, gets minus 5k for the turn, so not too bad there. And then Aandroidd 18 and 20, or sorry, 19 and 20. If your leader's awakened, play up to 1 battle card, cost 1 and Aandroidd for special traits from your hand. So this can be good for putting more bodies on the board and be able to get some KO effects, which again you kind of need for your leader effect as well. So quickly looking over some of these too. So we got like Aandroidd 16, activate main, place this card in his battle area to his drop. If your leader's an Aandroidd only, play up to 1 Aandroidd 17 or 18 with cost of 2 from your drop in rest mode. So this can be just really good for playing out an extra body, being able to proc your own leader effect. You do have to play it in rest mode, but I think that's still great for what it is. So because you do kind of just need your draw. So like the idea is like you play this, you attack with it, and then you use the effect. We have the Aandroidd 17, which this card is actually pretty nice. On play, discard one battle card with Aandroidd and special traits from your hand. You get to draw 2 for a sell, which is nice. We've got Aandroidd 18, which is a 20k blocker on play. You get to self awaken. We've got Aandroidd 19. If your lead is Aandroid only, choose it to something, gets minus 15k power for the turn, which isn't too shabby. And then lastly, we do have the Aandroidd 20 on play. If your leader is awakened, choose your cell or one of your cell leader battle cards. Gets plus 10k power for the turn, which is fine, right? Like, Mars Rita is kind of just like better in most situations, but being able to just be like an Aandroid that does that, I think is fine in its way. So anyways, I think this leader has a lot going for it. A lot of the cards are really interesting on how they kind of work, and it really does depend on how easy it is for you to actually KO or remove one of your own cards. But if you can do it really consistently, a 40k attack every turn, your opponent has to like eventually run out of super combos, right? So I think that's something that's really strong for this deck, and I'm going to be interested to see how it kind of pans out in general. So there it is. Next up, we've got Majin Buu, which I know a lot of you probably are like, oh no, another Majin Buu leader. Like the last one was really broken and I don't like it, but I think this one's really interesting and does get a lot of like sequencing and help from these decks as well. So on the front side, it's pretty much the same draw 1 for less kind of thing, but on the back side, activate main once per turn if you have a battle card with a cost of 4 or more and Majin its special traits in your battle area. Choose it to one rest mode card in your opponent's battle area. It can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. So I don't know if this is better than the old Majin Buu Evil, if I'm being super honest, but I do think like getting that stun every turn is good, and the fact that you get to do it earlier is nice too. It also means that you don't have to play the Bobbity combo, which if that doesn't exist, which we'll talk about in a little bit, this leader could be better because of that too. So I think that can be really helpful. A couple cards to talk about. We do have the Majin Buu Pure Evil, which I think this card is cracked. I've always thought like this effect, like we've got the 1-drop Frieza. I know it's a carbon copy of it with the Majin tag, but this card is just really, really good in my mind. I think it's just very, very strong. So I think having like access to another one, I think most decks will probably play both because yellow kind of needs more kind of general access 10Ks, so that helps you there. We also do have the Bobbity, which is a super rare. It's a 2-drop barrier, which is kind of scary in a game where currently we have no way to get rid of barrier cards. But end of your turn, I guess the only way is to like actively like attack into active cards with effects, but end of your turn, choose it to one battle card with Majin or Wicked Soul and special traits in your battle area. Switch it to active mode against blockers. So that's really, really good. And also, I think this benefits the Bobbity leader too, which honestly I think got a lot of support from all of this as well, which is really cool. You also have the Majin Buu Good. On play, up to one card from your life to your hand when attacking. If there are 2 or more rest mode battle cards, 2 or more rest mode cards in your opponent's battle area, you get to draw 1 card. So some pretty good draw and ways to get some additional awaken. And it is another 10k, which is really good. We also have Deborah, which this card is sick, right? Permanent, if your leader has Bobbity in its card name, or you have a card with Bobbity in its card name in your battle area, you get to reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So the Bobbity leader just gets to play a 2-drop 30k at the start of the game, which is just absurd. And then also, like if we have our other Bobbity out, we get to just have like this 30k blocker. That's also just the fact that it's naturally a 4 cost. Like even though you played it for 2, it becomes a 4, which means some decks have a hard time removing this. This card looks really obnoxious, and like I know it's just like a single rare, but might be enough to make Bobby just like a relevant deck all of a sudden, which is pretty cool, but also a little bit crazy. So we also have Majin Buu Evil, which is a new card with the 4-cost tag for Majin, so you can use this with the new leader. When attacking once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand. If your leader has Majin and special traits, you get to switch this card to active. So kind of like the 3-drop Majin Buu kid, so but just as a 4-drop instead. Discarding a card is actually not even that like worrisome for the deck because generally yellow's been drawing like a lot of cards too, but 30k double I think is really great, and it can be used for any Majin leader as well, so we're not really worried about any of that. So in general, these look some pretty good support cards. I'm really actually looking forward to doing some deck building with Bobbity, and here's Majin Buu Kid. We have 2 more cards. We've got the Majin Buu Evil. So this is a 3-drop as well. Add to 1 card from your life to your hand, and choose up to one your opponent's battle. Choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and switch to rest mode. And then at 1 attack, if your leader has Majin and special traits, choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with a cost of 2 or less and KO it. So I don't like this is Majin Tag. I feel like it's worse than like Janimba 3 drop that we got, but it is kind of useful in some situations, so I do think that's fine. And then also Majin Buu good. So 2 costs on play, you get to self awaken. Then also when attacking, if your leader has Majin and special traits, choose it to 1 rest mode battle card with the cost of 5 or less in your opponent's battle area and can't switch to active mode. So this could be used for like a good like double rest. The fact that it is just a 2 drop 15k means that it's not like really pressuring anything early with the attacks, but having like some interaction, I think early is fine. So I think it's an okay card. But those are the kind of the new yellow cards so far that as of this recording. I think this card is good. Like the Majin card pool is getting really, really good. So whether it's this leader or the old one or even like the old Bobby leader, I think this deck is going to be kind of relevant. And yeah, these cards are super good. So there we go. And then lastly, we do have a brand new archetype in general. It's going to be the Bulma one. So this one I think is really, really neat. The kind of the idea for it works really well. The front side is unique too. So this is our first leader in this game that can't attack. Which has happened in like other Dragon Ball card games and One Piece card game as well. But so can attack, but activate. I mean, you can switch this card to rest mode. You get to draw 1 card and then discard 1 from your hand. So unfortunately, you're not going any card advantage wise, but at least you're kind of denying your opponent from like you attacking them for free and self-awakening. So and then also on the backside, so if your life is at 5 or less, so it's pretty easy for this leader to awaken, so we awaken at 5 generally, we get to flip this over and draw a card. And then on the backside again, we still can't attack but activate battle your turn. Switch this card to rest mode if you have a card with adventure in their special traits in your battle area. Switch your battle card that's in battle to active mode, then use up to 1 battle card from your drop in a combo. So the idea of this deck is to like the kind of the identity for black where we combo a lot more than usual is to be able to combo cards from our trash is kind of the idea for it. So we don't have every card for us here, but I do want to kind of go over some of them. So including like our Puar, right? When this card is used in a combo, you get to KO 1 or less, and when this is used from a combo from your drop, you get to draw 1, discard 1. So being able to get like that additional attack and the additional effect off is really great. Also, just to confirm, you have to have if you only have adventure cards in your special traits. So I know a lot of people, including like you're really tempted to run the 1-drop Chi-Chi, which I think you still play this card in the deck, right? You still play it because you are able to get that combo from your drop, right? You just have to be careful about like using it around your leader effect. But I think that's still just great, especially to help you like self-awaken to get on the backside as well. So we don't get like as much like inherent draw, but I do think like that is good. Also, you do have like this weird thing where you switch this card to rest mode, activate main, and then like battle. Like you have to choose like if you want to use like the additional attack or the draw 1 trash 1, which I think this effect is like better in general, so that's fine. We do have kind of like the most important card so far revealed for this deck, with is Yamcha. So activate battle your turn. Once your turn, if your leader has adventure and special traits this card in battle, and you use a card from your drop in a combo this turn, which is a mouthful. Play up to 1 non-Yamcha battle card with adventure in its special traits from your hand. So doesn't matter the cost, not that there's really that many like high costed adventure cards, but being able to attack with this, use your leader effect to combo with something and make this a 35k, restand it, and then you get to play a 3-drop, which can be Roshi, which helps you self-awaken, but also this card is in battle, use a card from your drop, you get to draw 1 card. So you kind of have to like pick and choose how you're playing cards from the drop, which is kind of rough, but there is also this reunion card though. So if your leader has adventure and special traits, your card that's in battle gets plus 15k battle, and then you can use 1 Sun Gohan from your drop in a combo, so that helps you out too. And then we also have like our Krillin, so 20k crit, but also if your leader has adventure and there's a card in your combo area that gets critical and plus 5k power. So it doesn't have to be even from the drop, you can just be anything. So last time we've got Spike on play. If you have 3 or more types of non-Spike cards with adventure and special traits in your drop, you get to choose 2 cards without Son Goku in their card names and with a cost of 3 or less, and your opponent's battle area and KO. This is a lore effect, if you guys know the old Dragon Ball lore, but this just means that you get to get rid of 2, 3 or less. His effect didn't work on his attack didn't work on Goku, which is why that's the case, which is unfortunate because it's the most common name in the game, but that is fine otherwise. So I think this is a really cool deck. We'll have to kind of see more pieces for it because this will probably be like the biggest like bulk of new cards for this set because this is like such a new leader for it. But being able to kind of combo from like the leader is really really unique and kind of the way the deck works, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what the full deck list looks like too. So here is the build here for the new cards from Bulma. So there it is. So that's all the new cards we want to talk about getting added to the game, and let's quickly look at my thoughts for a restriction list coming out sometime in the next couple weeks. All right, and we're going to wrap this up real quickly. So this is kind of just like a tier list of cards I think are going to be banned or not, just kind of on more of a likelihood. These are my opinions as well, and we'll kind of see what happens, what they announce in the next couple of days as well. But strictly speaking, likely are just cards I think will be very likely hit. I think Pilaf and Bobbity will be hit in one way or the other. And when I say hit, it's either restricted to 1 or restricted to 0. I don't think they're going to hit anything to 1 if it's not a super rare, but we'll see if they break the mold for this one. But I think Pilaf and Bobbity have gotten at least enough complaints where a lot of people are just done with the cards existing in general. I kind of do think like Bobbity is like if I was to say like what I would personally think, I think Majin Buu Kids maybe more of like a more early issue with the deck, right? But I think they're just going to hit Bobbity. I think they're just going to call it a day and hit that. So we'll see if that's the case or not. But I think those are clearly just very overtuned cards right now and have been very successful. Majin Buu Kid, I think, is the one that kind of gets the most value. The fact that like this card is good if you play it on curve, if you play it on 5, like 30k attacking for twice for only 3 energy, especially like if you get to draw a card and like restrand your leader. Like this card just kind of I feel is like a little bit overtuned for what the archetype wants to do. You have other ways to kind of pop Bobbity and use your effects. I don't think like this card leaving like ruins how the deck works in general, but I think like this could be set to like 1 copy and wouldn't be too terrible for it. Sharpener, I think a lot of people have just correctly identified that getting your effects for free, like in a deck that only plays like 1 cost cards anyways, like being able to get that additional reduction on top of anything means that you are just kind of like the most flexible deck in the game where it comes to being able to use your effects and being able to get removal and stuff. So I think Sharpener is kind of a card. I know a lot of people are talking about like you prefer girls with short hair or Videl. I think like this card leaving means that this card gets way worse. So because of that, I think that this is maybe one of the issues if they want to get rid of it. Obviously, I think the deck is already affected by getting rid of Pilaf, but I do think like one of these other hits would be mildly warranted. And I, at this point, kind of hope it happens. So there it is. And 1718, I don't know where everyone kind of sits for this leader, but it is just still very, very overtuned on how the ramp works for this card compared to a lot of other cards in this game, to the point where just everyone who wants to play anything with ramping in general still generally just plays 1718 with the new card that you kind of want to ramp into. So I think for future game balance, I think 1718 needs to be hit eventually. I don't know if it has to be right now, but we've also seen kind of green pivot from being able to play like cheat out big cost cards or just naturally getting there to just having like more creative ways to kind of use their energy, kind of like more like One Piece's like Dawn minus system instead of like just ramping kind of stuff up, which purple and One Piece does kind of both things. But I would not be upset if this card leaves, and we'll kind of see if that happens too. So lastly, we kind of talked about these. Final Hope Slash, I know some people are asking for this card. I think it's if Pilaf goes away, I don't think this card's going to get hit. It is pretty strong, right? Being able to kind of bounce your cards back to be able to use them again, but I don't think that's like too big of an issue if Pilaf is kind of gone. So lastly, I think these cards are staying restricted. I've seen some talk about it. If there's a card to be unrestricted, I think it's probably Kefla. I think this could maybe go to a couple more copies now that more decks have kind of evened out the ability like that this SR gets. So hopefully they're considering that one, but I don't think they are. I think they're just going to leave it banned and just kind of look more to the future, which is a bit of a shame, but kind of how it is. So those are kind of my predictions. We'll see if these are correct or not, but we will know in like 48 hours or less. So that will be there. But this is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are excited for in Fusion World kind of news in the next couple weeks, and we'll catch you all next time.